Hi, I'm Tony Yanuzzi, and you are watching GoTarryn TV with Taryn, the traveling trainer, the greatest trainer in the greater metro Atlanta area. And we'll be right back.
Hey everybody, happy Thursday, April the 23rd. Welcome to today's GoTarryn TV show. And there you see side by side, that's right, it's Taryn the Traveling Trainer along with Tony Yanuzzi yet again here back on GoTarryn TV on our Skype weekly call. Tony, welcome to today's video blog. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm glad to be here for, I guess, the third time now.
That's right. For the people watching, if they have not seen Tony before, he was actually guest number one. That's right. He was the very first guinea pig guest test pilot on my weekly Skype calls that I've been doing every single week. And if you don't believe me, go back exactly 2 months, actually, February the 26th, and you'll see the very first GoTarryn Skype video call with Tony Yanuzzi. So let's catch everybody up to speed real quick for a second. So Tony is a friend of more than 20 years. He and I linked up via, well, actually before even the internet came out. I think we were talking about that on our last video blog.
Proxy service.
Exactly, there you go, right. And ever since then, we've stayed friends. I've never met the guy face to face, but believe it or not, the February 26th episode, when he was right on here, when you saw he and I side by side, in that two-part episode, I should say, that was the very first time that this guy and myself actually ever talked live in person, you know, via this method, face to face. So, Tony, welcome back. Let me start by first saying thank you so much for coming back on today's GoTarryn TV show. I envision you coming back on here more frequently, at least once a month, if you're able to get that out of your busy schedule and get on here.
Oh, well, believe me, I will make the time.
I appreciate it. Thank you. So Tony, before we jump in, I talked to you earlier today via text, and let's catch everybody up to speed. I was asking Tony to come up with some tips and suggestions for people who might not be motivated and getting out of a funk and just not wanting to work out and exercise. And you know what? This is a scary time right now. The reason why I brought this up and brought Tony back on here is we're in April, we're in spring. People right now are saying, you know what, the weather's so nice, why would I want to go to the gym? It's so beautiful outside. Let me just hang out outside and grab a margarita and just sit by the pool and just, drink or not exercise. You know, exercise is probably at the lowest priority level. And myself, I see a lot of my clients canceling, rescheduling, saying, Taryn, the weather's really nice. We're not going to meet this week for the workouts. I'm just going to take the week off and coast. We got, spring break. Everybody's partying. They're going out of town, hitting the beach. And that's cool. That's fine. But before we jump into that, let's backtrack a little bit. And first I want to ask, how are you doing, Tony? Like, how are you feeling?
Well, I'm doing just awesome. I obviously have my good days and my bad days with my regular medical situation, which we've covered.
Yep.
And people can go back and watch my whole explanation. But for right now, aside from those usual good days or bad days, on the whole, especially exercise-wise, I'm feeling great. I'm in a good habit of going to a gym at least 3 days a week. If I have to skip a day, it's only because I've got a day of other doctor's appointments and medical appointments to get through, and the day just gets away from me. Other than that, I am at the gym a minimum of 3 days a week, and I'm feeling great. After at least 30 minutes, I'll go an hour at most, half hour at least. Point is, after I'm finished, I have the energy of a superhero, and it just feels great.
That's excellent. I'm glad to hear that. You're looking really well too, Tony, and I'm glad to hear that. That's excellent. We're going to jump into that, and I want to talk about your workouts. Let me follow up the first question, though, with the second question. How is Katie doing?
Katie's great. In fact, I gave her my side of our wedding guest list, yourself included.
Oh, that's awesome. Excellent.
And she was actually at a bridal show this afternoon and gave me all this information about tuxes, and it was just overwhelming. But long story short, she's great, we're great, and this is Thursday. On Monday, The 28th, we'll have been together 3 years.
Oh man, wow, that is excellent. I should have asked you to have her on the show with you today. But congratulations, Tony. That's wonderful. Three. I can't believe how fast that went by. I remember when you first started dating, and then when I found out you guys were engaged. And for the people out there, for the benefit who if they haven't seen us talking last time, Tony's actually set to have Katie be his future bride. They are set to marry in the very near future, with yours truly being one of the honored groomsmen. I can't wait. I'm going to be heading down there to see. And again, more than anything, I can't wait to meet you in person and physically shake your
I
hand.
know.
And it feels like we're brothers from like
Yeah.
long lost. I haven't been able to meet you in person yet, so that's amazing. But
I can't wait.
yeah, I mean, and I can't wait to meet Katie too. With everybody, technology, Facebook, I've seen a million pictures of you guys. Again, I feel like I've known you forever, and we have in one way or another. And so I can't wait for that day to happen. It's going to be a beautiful day and very momentous. So again, folks, this guy right here, at the end of this video blog, when you finish watching, you need to send him an email or text him and let him know congratulations on his upcoming wedding day. That's going to be his special day, and I can't wait for that, Tony. So now let's get into the meat of the potatoes of today's video blog. I've brought you back on here. Again, Tony, I'm so happy and excited to have you on here because for those of you, again, just to catch everybody up to speed, Tony has had his own physical challenges with any kind of cardiovascular exercise, aerobics, strength training, resistance. We're going to talk about all of that stuff, and I want this video blog to be geared towards people who are watching who are thinking, well, why do I need to work out? There's so many better things I could be doing. Why is it important to eat healthy? What's the point of going to work out? And they might have other kind of medical conditions. Let's say somebody's watching right now and they're pre-diabetic. They might have a cardiovascular condition. They deal with a lot of stress. I mean, who doesn't, right? Whoever's watching right now, I'm sure they have some kind of stress management. Tony, I'm going to give you the floor right now. I want to ask you again, heart and soul of today's video blog question. Tell me, if you can, let's go through these. Why, and include yourself too in your own experience. What is the point? Why do people need to exercise and get fit and stay healthy? What's it all about, Tony?
Well, it's kind of a loaded question. I'm gonna slog through it here. Again, drawing on my own personal experience. I don't know if you can see obviously you can see my whole body, but trust me, I am a stick. I was never in any danger of getting fat. That was never a problem for me. Problem was actually gaining weight, keeping it on. And when I started the workout regime at my gym, it was mainly just to build muscle. And after, I'd say maybe 2 years now, I have built some muscle on where I can see. I mean, I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger or anything, but I have improved in the 2 years I've been doing it. And really, it differs for everyone. You kind of have to figure out what's your own personal motivation. Again, my own personal motivation was to just build more muscle, get stronger so I can carry and lift or help out when somebody has to move something. Like I used to be the guy sitting on the couch, and I would look pathetic, but everyone understood that I just could not help. Now I feel stronger, and I even feel healthier. I feel like a new person, and it's all because I've been able to build muscle. Again, not a lot, but just enough to make me feel like something is positively different.
Not only that, Tony, but how do you feel after you're done working out? Like, is there a sense of accomplishment or reward? Like, when you get finished with your exercising, like, describe that feeling too?
Well, I don't know if I said it off camera or on, but long and the short of it, I feel like a superhero. I got the energy like I could almost fly, or at least just start lifting things. I know I sound silly, but um, I'm so close to my gym that I can actually walk there, and my motivation usually is I watch a one of your daily video blogs, and at the end of it you say, "You haven't done your workout yet. Go to the gym." And that seriously, that is my motivation. If I hadn't done it yet, if I'm if I'm drinking a bottle of iced tea and I'm thinking, oh, a little later. I watch one of your daily video check-in blogs, and you say you haven't done your workout, go do your workout, and that's what makes me walk to that gym. But again, like I said, 30 minutes to an hour. I don't again, or I just want to say I don't run on a treadmill because it's one of the things I can use the word hate about. I hate running on treadmills. But again, I live so close or close enough to where I can walk, and that's my cardio workout. Plus, I walk around the neighborhood. So I get a cardio workout that way. So when I go to the gym, I'm mainly working on the weights. Just like I said, now after 2 years, I've got a significant amount of muscle, which was more muscle than I've ever had in my life. But again, by the time I finish my weight training, I have enough energy. I'm like light on my feet walking home.
Hmm.
I can be home before I realize, hey, I've walked all the way back. So it's almost like walking on air. It
That's
sounds
awesome.
cliche. That's how I can describe it.
That's awesome, Tony. Let's delve a little bit now into nutrition too. Talk about what your daily nutritional, food looks like for yourself. Any kind of dieting or carb to protein ratio. Any bad habits. Again,
Uh,
another fully loaded question there. I apologize, but
this goes back to the way I was raised. I was raised. I think it was my mother's philosophy, or at least something I got through her, influenced by her,
hmm.
in that a diet is not something you are on or you're off or you try new ones. A diet is the way you eat your daily meal or your daily way of eating is your
Hmm.
diet, and that's the only diet that should be in your vocabulary.
Hmm.
Not something you try like a fad or you go on or go off. It's the way you eat as a daily rule. And when I was a kid, we always kept healthy. I mean, if there was ever any junk food like cookies, it was always the low fat, no fat, cholesterol free, as healthy as you can get variety of any brand name junk food.
Hmm. Hmm.
And in our family, we had a rule: if always try a new food, and,
Mm.
or let's just say always try every food. And if you don't like it, you never have to have it again, but at least try it.
Hmm.
It was thanks to that that I can eat almost anything put in front of me. The only thing I do not like, and that's not for lack of multiple tries, any form of pasta. I'm an Italian American, and
Wow.
my family's a little ashamed of this, but I cannot stomach I cannot stomach any sort of pasta.
Oh, I did not know that.
Other than that, I can eat any kind of weird, disgusting, unusual food put in front of me. I went to a Greek restaurant and had octopus tentacles.
Oh no.
So yeah, just about anything. I've had. I vacationed in Montreal and had rabbit meat, which I liked. I like I'm just trying to say almost anything put in front of me I can eat. But pasta is my, I guess you can say, kryptonite.
Wow. I did not know that, Tony. I've known you this long, and I can't believe that. I'm in shock. Pasta's probably at the top of my list in the top one or two favorites. So good for you because again, that's all carbs anyway. So
Right. And as far as bad habits, I have my indulgences. If I want ice cream or I want cookies, I'll have them, but I
hmm
wouldn't overindulge. The only thing that I would say I have a quote unquote problem with
hmm
is I have an addiction to Dr. Pepper. Uh, I used to I used to drink it daily until my mom put a stop to that, saying, you're gonna really do damage to yourself later in life. But I mean, it's gotten to the point where if I feel like one, I'll have it, but it's just a bottle every so often. But other than that, I'm pretty responsible in how I eat junk food.
Good for you. Dr. Pepper, actually, that's my favorite soda. How about that? That's ironic. So
It
I
is.
know I know exactly what you mean. Whatever the flavoring in it, I love it. So now, okay, we've talked about that. Getting back to the exercise and the workouts, let me ask you this: Have you ever gotten to the point where it's let's say it's the end of the day, you haven't gotten your workout in, and you're supposed to. You're like, oh man, I was supposed to get my workout in, and I just didn't today. And I know we've all had those days. We could relate to that, but I'm trying to figure out your psyche on that. If that happens to you, how do you feel if you were supposed to have worked out and you just look at the clock? You're like, man, I'm not going to get my workout in today. How does that affect you, or does it? And if it does, is
It's,
it emotional, or how does that affect you?
well, it's kind of a double-edged sword because I very rarely purposely skip a day.
Sure, sure.
Like I said, if a day gets away from me, it's because I had medical appointments or my dad needs me to chauffeur him to get his car from the mechanic, something
Yep.
like that.
Yeah.
It just gets away from me. If I'm outright feeling lazy and I just let the day get away from me on purpose, it's a double-edged sword. Part of me feels like a failure, like, oh, you skipped a day, you should have worked out. But on the other hand, it's like, why? There are a lot of worse things in the world, and even if I did get a workout in, but it was like a shoddy, half half-hearted workout, it's still better than nothing. Like when I first started out, my mother paid for a few personal training sessions
hmm
with this very nice guy. I only stopped because it got too expensive. But he was a
Sure.
really nice man, and I was working with a heart monitor at the time, and he kept saying, stop, stop, you're getting yourself, your heart's racing. Stop and wait. And after a while, I thought, I feel bad because I feel like I'm wasting both my time and yours.
hmm
And I said this multiple times throughout the same session. And finally, he kind of sat me down and explained to me, first of all, don't worry about me because I'm getting paid no matter what. And secondly, don't feel ashamed for yourself because at least you're here and you're trying, and that beats sitting on your butt on the couch watching TV any day.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I like that trainer's school of thought. That's very empowering. Because that's what it's all about is just getting in there. That's what I tell most of my new clients that the hardest part of a workout, honestly, is just getting your foot through that front door and getting there. Because once you do that, oh man, that is empowering. That really is something. That's your make or break point for a lot of people too.
And if I can just throw in one quick exercise-related story
Mm-hmm.
that actually maybe
Please.
go. My mom called me just did her weekly sort of how you doing call, and she was asking me about my exercise regimen and whether because uh, for those who hadn't seen my first appearances here, I had an AFib, atrial fibrillation heart episode back in August, and after my after I went through it, my cardiologist told me, you can go back to the gym, but when you do, I only want you to do the lightest weights, just do more reps, and that'll be just as much of a workout as you've been doing.
Hmm.
But don't do any more than the lightest weight.
Hmm.
And, and I was doing that for the longest time. Sorry,
Oh, you're fine.
until I gradually started adding more weight and more weight.
Hmm.
And anyway, so I'm talking to my mom, and she's trying to familiarize herself with where I'm at with my workout, if I'm still doing it and this and that.
Hmm.
And she was suggesting maybe, well, because the gym changed hands since I had started going there. And she was wondering if the same personal trainers were there. And she was wondering if it was worth getting a personal trainer again and
Hmm.
just sort of reevaluating my own workout regime. And first I said, well, first of all, if it's just good, well, because she said, the doing the lightest weight, um, that's fine for a while, but then the muscle memory gets used to that, and you don't really make any more progress than that if you're not careful.
Hmm.
So she was wondering if it would be worth getting a personal trainer back, and I'm trying to, sort of not rationalize, but try to think about her way of thinking. Because I told her, I said, this is just an issue of a personal trainer. I think Katie would almost be insulted if I didn't go to her guy,
Uh,
because he and I are friends. And we text about the current state of the WWE almost weekly. Um, but so anyway, I said, if it's just an issue of a personal trainer, I can just as soon go to Katie's guy. So finally, as to not confuse each other further, I basically went over what I do, with the weight training every 3 days of the week. Finally, she got it. She said, "Oh well, sounds like you're doing fine. Don't mind me," and gave me the old Gilda Radner. Never mind. But inspired by her, what I had started doing then was gradually continuing to add weight as much as I could stand it. Now, I don't do anything more than I know I could do, but every time I go, I always try a little more and a little more. Long and the short of it is, um, last time I went, I could do 55-pound leg lifts,
Wow.
which surprised the heck out of me, but I'm proud of myself.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Wow. Tony, that's great. Again, you've just come a long way. And it just, for those people watching right now, if that's not a testament right there, or a testimonial for you to get in the gym, get your workouts in, I don't know what else. But again, I have thoroughly enjoyed our time tonight, again, talking about why it's important and what motivates you and, help other people get in there. Uh, Before I get to asking you one more final question, let's get this out there for the people. How do people reach you? Just in case if they missed that first two-part video blog, if you don't mind, can you give some contact information right now for the folks so that way they can reach you directly if they want to connect with you? How do they get in touch with you, Tony?
Okay, well, first of all, I'm assuming that my name is right.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, it's right there, folks. You can see it right
so
underneath there.
Facebook, search Tony Yanuzzi, just like it says down at the bottom.
Right up underneath him, right there. You can see it.
Uh, yeah, search my name on Facebook, friend me on Facebook. My email is tony.yanuzzi@gmail.com. It's basically my name with a period in the middle. And Twitter, I have an unusual Twitter name. We've covered this before, but you can reach me on Twitter at Sayscalled, SaysCalled. Those are the best ways you can get in touch with me. Please do. Any friend of Terrence is a friend of mine.
Oh, I like that, Tony. Very, very good. Yes, and vice versa. Anybody connected with Tony, I invite you to send me a contact request too. So, Tony, I've thoroughly enjoyed this, like always. I can't wait to have you back on here. Thank you so much for answering the call and coming on. Folks watching, I hope you guys got a lot out of that. Again, Tony's going to be a regular recurring guest here. He was guest number 1, folks. Of course, he's going to be back on here very soon. And I encourage you to contact him too. Again, he's a walking testimonial, and he's in the gym, he's working out. He just told you some really great sound advice and reasons, suggestions why you need to be doing what he's doing, what I'm trying to do, what we all are wanting to do is get healthier and live a healthier lifestyle. So with that said, Tony, any final words for the people out there before we let you go?
Well, I just want to say that it's been a pleasure being here. Pleasure being your friend. Pleasure getting to know all your other guests on this fine channel.
Absolutely.
I'll be glad to be back whenever, and I will see you at the wedding, but hopefully before.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely. I can't wait. We're going to keep everyone posted on that. So there you have it, folks. Tony Annuzzi, and he was the excellent, superb superhero guest right here on today's Skype interview call on GoTarryn TV. So as we fade to black here, I'm going to have Tony's contact information on the screen. So in case you missed it earlier, grab a pen and paper and get ready to write it down. You can pause it. And as we fade to black, you'll be seeing that info. So for Tony, for myself, enjoy the rest of your Thursday today, folks. Thanks for watching. And again, Tony, thank you again, and we will see you soon back here on GoTarryn TV, Tony.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. All right, have a good evening. And folks, stay tuned. Here's Tony's info right now. Check it out. All right, folks, there you have it. The interview with T-Bone, Tony Annuzzi. That's right, our first ever guest here on GoTarryn TV. And yet again, on this week's Skype interview blog, talking to you about how to stay motivated, why it's important to continue exercising, and again, why do we do it in the first place? And he talked about your health and wellness. And I like having people just like Tony Annuzzi, one of my best friends, very good friends that I've known for 20 years plus, and again, just really happy and excited that he was able to come right here on GoTarryn TV and talk to you guys again. So you got his information, hope you took it down. Friend request him on Facebook when you get an opportunity, and shoot him an email or a text or a call and tell him you saw him right here on GoTarryn TV, that website link. Look at that, www.gotarryn.tv. And in the meantime, if you could, until I see you guys next time, I'd like to invite you to take this website here that you see and tell 2 people about it. Tell them to go to that and bookmark that as a favorite to their web browser today. Also, a few other things I'm going to ask of you, and then I'll dismiss you here today. I want you to like GoTarryn on Facebook, subscribe to GoTarryn on YouTube, and follow GoTarryn on Twitter if you haven't done so. But if you're watching right now, most likely you already have done so. So, again, I'd like to thank you very much for watching today's GoTarryn. Keep on the lookout for the rest of these video blogs here. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Next Thursday, we're going to have yet another wonderful guest right here on GoTarryn TV via Skype interactive call. So, until I see you then, enjoy the rest of your weekend. And remember, with GoTarryn Personal Training and yours truly, Taryn, the traveling trainer, the master of the personal training universe, I'm telling you that it's your time, it's your investment, it's your life. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. See you on the next video blog, everybody. So long.